All right. Well, I am here with the notorious Guy Catlin, fresh off his round one dominating performance with Is It? How you feeling, man? And also, what do you think about this Jund versus Rakdos matchup? We're about to watch it from the Rakdos perspective of Will Gary.
Well, to answer the questions in order, the win felt pretty good. I felt very, very unfavored in that matchup. I played against Fun Titan for my first round in the Swiss rounds, and he made my deck look non-functional for both games I played against him.
Yep.
I mean, like, I had pretty good progressions, and he just absolutely smashed me. So it's pretty good to take one back off of him.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a very unfavorable matchup, but if there is a deck that can punish stumbling, I think it's Is It prowess.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then as far as this goes, I don't know. My natural inclination is to say like Jund is the better mid-range deck. Jund can grind better. But after watching Gary and Fjord play this deck quite a bit over the last few weeks, I think it's kind of dirty. Like the Season Pyromancers, the Skelemental. I think it's ooh, wow, look at this.
Yeah. So we've got. Yeah, he's gonna open it. Bloodbraid Elf, Lily of the Veil, Scavenging Ooze, Colligan's Command. Just a handful of X for ones, but only 2 lands. This is the type of thing, and that's why, of course, Will took the Renin 6.
Right.
This is the type of thing that Mirabito and I were talking about, right? In the in kind of the pregame show, where if Jund does stumble before it gets to that crushingly powerful top end, that's where Dex can exploit its weaknesses and get underneath it. I do agree with you that the Rakdos deck is deceptively powerful. It has a lot of legs. I am still slightly leaning toward Jund, but it is a slight. I think it's, in that proverbial 55-45 range.
Right, for sure. I mean, for sure, my instincts and my heart tells me Jund, but like you said, like if Jund stumbles, I mean, Skelementals, Season Pyromancers, Lily's getting slammed down before Jund can get his feet out from under it. Pretty punishing. Like if Jund gets to the point where it's going turn 4 Bloodbraid Elf, turn 5 Bloodbraid Elf, turn 6 Bloodbraid Elf, there's not much Rakdos can do, but I think Rakdos is pretty good at not letting him get to that spot.
Yeah, I agree. Will's hand is great too, and he's going to start off with a Cling, giving himself the most options. In theory, rewarded for the Thoughtseize draw, actually, because it's something he can do right now. Looks like he's going to. And we'll see if Nostier has managed to draw the 3rd land.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. He has. Okay.
Yeah, right, we got more of a game.
We sure do. Okay, this is about to be a good old slugfest. What do you think he's taking here?
Oh, let's see what I take on this board state. I would. I don't know. I think it's between Lily and Bloodbraid Elf.
I think I'd take the Lily. I think I like his call there.
Yeah, I think I like it too. I mean, the other option is, well, yeah, because now he gets to slam his Lily down.
Yes.
Season Pyromancer does make Lily look a little bit silly. I think that was the right take.
Yeah, I agree. Ooh, Nastia showing Raging Ravine. And we've got Bloodbraid coming down next turn, making the Liliana tick down a lot worse.
Yeah. You know, Gary's got to be sweating a little bit here. I know I would. Wow. So what do you think? Do you think it's a slam Lily or is it a Season Pyromancer?
I still don't hate slamming the Lily, honestly. I think we're hoping to fade a discard spell and hoping to just trade as much as possible, have Spyro be the mirror breaker.
Right, I agree. I think
because the 4th land is a Raging Ravine, it's just so completely unrealistic to ever protect a Liliana against this Jund progression. Right. So just user now.
For sure. And like at worst here, Liliana eats a creature and eats 3 damage from the Bloodbraid Elf.
Yep. Good play from Nostier to eat the Cling to Dust with Skoos. Little does he know, another one is waiting in hand.
I mean, if there's one thing Jund can't beat ever, it's an opponent drawing cards, right?
It's true. It's true. We all know it. Here comes good old Bloodbraid Elf. What's your hot take? What's the spin gonna yield?
Ooh, I don't know. What would be disgusting? Or discard would be really bad for us.
Discard would
Honestly,
be
those
bad.
things. Yeah.
Yes,
We handle threat pretty well.
Will says he's calling the shot too. Into decay.
Come on.
Okay.
Oh man. All right. That was slightly punishing.
Yep,
There were a lot of things that were a lot worse though.
exactly.
Lily's bad.
Any permanent would have been pretty bad for Rakdos.
Right. And Lily was gonna die anyway this turn, and this is more of a resource trading game than a blitz you out game.
Exactly. So Will has the option to play really cagily with this Cling to Dust. Just broadly speaking, because Nastier is probably going to want a K command to buy back Skoos or maybe Bloodbraid Elf if that dies. Blowing
Sure.
that out with a Cling would be really good. But I don't know if he has the luxury to because he has no board presence. And the Bloodbraid Elf and the Raging Ravine are both pretty scary. So, yeah, looks like he's going to go for the Spyro here. And
I kind of like ditch and push in Blood Crypt.
The problem with ditching push is you might not be able to kill the Raging Ravine if Nastier decides that the signal is just to send it all in. So he does what I kind of thought he might and ditches the Cling. But it does open him up to that K command blowout, like we just mentioned.
Yeah, I mean, K command buying black Skoos or Bloodbraid Elf is just so devastating.
Exactly. Who a thought sees. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit rough.
Yep.
Remember the first time Fjord played Jund on stream, he resolved a K command buying back Bloodbraid Elf, just stopped for a second. Didn't say anything. Then he goes, guys, K command is really good.
he was like, wait a minute, is this better than Lingering Souls?
Right, like the wheels started turning.
No attack there is interesting.
It is interesting.
I would
What
have
was
thought,
his-
oh, whoa.
Ooh,
Spyro off the top.
it's not bad.
Let's go.
So I wonder what that attack signifies. Because if I were a Nastia spy with that Cake Man hand, I would have snapped. Like I would kind of prefer Bloodbraid Elf to be in the graveyard a little bit.
Exactly. And life total's on the ropes too, so good
Yeah.
if it gets through, good if it doesn't, right? I think it signifies he definitely doesn't have burn. Like there's no lightning bolt in hand. That's the only thing I can definitely say.
Right.
Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. Ooh, this, I don't know. Okay. If Nastier decides now's a good time to K command, we would have just lost the Spyro.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the same thing.
yeah,
What is in Nastia's hand?
yeah, that's what I don't know. Will also has so far taken 2 points of damage unnecessarily, but probably optimally anyway, off of the
Yeah.
Canyon because he's leaving himself black mana to cast whatever he might draw for 1 black mana both times. Just
Right.
observing that, I think it's correct, but if it comes down to those 2 points, it'll be interesting to have seen that. Okay. So now Nastier goes for the K command and kills a Spyro. Well, he's got the Bloodbraid Elf back. Maybe he was just really not wanting to lose his target to a Cling.
Maybe, yeah.
So 2 unknowns in Nastier's hand. Will has drawn Croxa and Bob. Croxa could be great here.
It's pretty good. And unanswered Croaks is pretty good against. Ooh.
Yeah, there's the bot back Bloodbraid. Into Lily. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Not bad.
Sometimes Jund do it to you.
Yep. I think I just expect a down tick, even though it only takes care of a token, because what could Nastier have that he wouldn't be comfortable pitching? Even the end here is good for Raging Ravine. So okay. So he can shotgun and go to 3 if he wants to both cast and then escape Croxa.
I go to 2 with the Sunbay Canyon.
Good call. Yep, you'd go to 2.
That's scary.
It is very scary, but very powerful.
Yeah, that
Indeed.
honestly might be my play here.
Yeah, I mean um you're then not able to attack with Spyro because you need to stay back
Mhm.
and block against the Ravine and the Bloodbraid. You're letting Lily tick up, but you lose a Bob, so it doesn't matter. We are going to see an attack, so I guess that means we're not going to see the Croxa play this turn.
I thought that meant we are going to see Croxa because now he has a blocker for the Bloodbraid Elf.
There's Raging Ravine too, though.
Oh,
He's just dead
yep,
on board if he does this play. So
absolutely right.
is he going to flash back the tokens? Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an interesting spot. You also had the option of cracking Canyon aggressively, but um, yeah, yeah, I don't know. Going down to two voluntarily is definitely sketchy, but
mhm,
letting the Liliana stick around for a turn to do the Croxa thing seemed decent, but a tough spot.
yeah, yeah. I think I would have gone for the Croxa. Not saying that's the right play, but
That was my first instinct too. I'd probably tank over it and then still not be sure.
yeah. And having an opponent empty-handed, the second like the Unearth is going to deal him 3, put him to 7. I don't know.
Hmm.
It
Yep,
gives us a pretty decent chance of just ending the game following turn.
sure does.
No Raging Ravine attack here.
Yeah, very interesting. That's honestly a bad sign for Will, just because
Seriously.
you know what that means. It's just more of the same.
uh, Now, do you remember that opening hand from Nassier? The 2 lands.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Two
Ooh.
lands in the top end, and the Ren and 6 to enable it all, but losing the Ren. Oh boy,
Oh
Quaithin
man.
is literally
Okay.
well.
All right.
Roxa play is still alive.
One for the discard.
Yeah, interesting. We're going to tank a little bit over this because, as bad as Bob is right now, it's actually just another body. It's something to absorb the Lily Edict if he pitches the Croxa, and that is going to be the play.
Yeah, because this lets him. Yeah, having a body on field lets him survive the Raging Ravine and Tarmogoyf.
Yep. He's really thinking about it, though, because you do have incentives to just lose the Bob play to get double Croxa triggers, but seems
Mhm.
at this point like, yeah, keeping the Bob is correct. There's a lightning bolt. Hmm.
Now, Bolt's pretty solid. I think. Hmm.
I mean, Bolt can definitely steal the game next turn. I think this turn
Yeah,
you're probably still just playing the Bob.
I think I agree. Because I mean, Bolt also makes it so Lily can't eat it.
Yep.
But I guess either way, you're losing a Bob, either the uptick or the downtick.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, this one's coming right down to the wire.
Seriously, man, Nassier's progression has been absolutely brutal, and he's
Yeah.
Gary's hanging in there.
No Dark Confidant play from Will.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he'd have to tap the Canyon to do it. It does leave him dead to some of his own flips.
Hmm.
But now, yeah, I mean, he's really hoping that Nastier taps out for the Ravine. He'll get to bolt it.
Yeah, I kind of actually like that play because now he has the option to hold up Bolt or just crack the Canyon.
Yeah,
Looking more things just end the game.
it's true. I think it's weaker if Nastier has a spell, though, so that he draws for turn.
Yeah.
On, on average, I mean, it's a super tough call.
Yep.
This is classic mid range decision making that's opaque, even when you have a lot of information.
Hmm. All right. So expecting a Raging Ravine boot up here.
Looks like that's what we're getting. Yep. All right, Will rewarded for hanging on to that bolt. Look at that. And yeah, Goif will not be grown by this play. So Croaks is still holding the line.
Yep. Now I kind of honestly like waiting for the attack step here because he can still do it in response to the counter activation. He would probably attack with Tarmogoyf as well if we had not bolted the Raging Ravine.
That's a really good point. He definitely would have. Yep. So
Oh.
whoa, okay.
All right.
Do we crack Canyon first?
Probably would.
Because if you're playing Dreadbore, you're not flashing back the tokens anyway. I mean,
Now, what do you think about this? No, yeah, this is he just has the win here.
Does he?
Oh no, because he has
there's a card in hand.
Yeah. In that case, I probably would have cracked Summit Canyon just looking for discard.
Yeah, exactly. Look for discard, or just further inform your decision.
Tarmogoyf goes down. All right.
Wow. So Nastia hanging on to a Goif.
This game is taking a turn.
Yeah, it is. Will does get to hold up Cling to Dust this way by not cracking Canyon, so that's definitely something to factor in. This is a skill testing game to commentate on, much less play.
Seriously. Give me a some easy match like Prowess to watch.
Yeah, round one was a little different.
All right, yeah. Wow, that was impressive. I mean, there was a point in that game where I was just waiting for Gary to lose.
Yeah, basically. Jeez, Rakdos pulling it out of the fire. So he's hovering those blood moons. I don't know if we'll see them, but we will see the Nile spell bombs. We should see that Colligan's command. My screen's a little blurry. What's that card above K command in the sideboard?
Okay, command Dreadbore.
Dreadbore.
Maybe.
I'll look at it after the fact. Looks like he is reaching for a couple moons, even on the draw.
So, what do you think about that? Because I know your stance on Prowess was Dreadbore. I know your stance on Prowess bringing in blood moons, and I agree with it. Because against fair decks, are already incentivized to fetch basics, so
yes,
I don't think it's that great. What do you think about it here?
Here, I think the worse your matchup is, the more you'd want to reach for Blood Moon just as an I win button. If your matchup is even-ish, which I think it is, and especially that's affirmed because he won game one, I don't know if I'd be bringing in Blood Moon specifically on the draw. Really all depends on what he has to come out, but you can shy away from a Bob on the draw. I think that's fine. I think that K command should be in, and he still has one cut to make without it. So I think bring in the K command, don't play Moon, and submit like this is probably what I would do. So like he's considering an Ashiok as well. What do you think about Ashiok here?
So against Jund and stuff like that, I think a lot of people see mid-range decks and they go Ashiok is good without kind of thinking. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Ashiok in stuff like this. I think it's decent if you have worse cards in your deck.
I agree. And or if you're competing on like a totally different access to them. But if you're a mid-range deck, bring in Ashiok against another mid-range deck. I don't know about it either. Also, specifically Jund with the Bloodbraid Elves and the Reach, it's so hard to protect Planeswalkers anyway.
For sure, right?
So, yeah. I've got Nastier's list here. I'm checking out. Let's see. Nile Spellbomb's coming in from him too, I'm sure. Klothys number 2 will come in with one already in the main deck. We've got Mr. Vital Force to come in. And then, he could opt for some of the things that Will has opted for, like there's Ashioks, there's Fulminator Mages, Plague Engineer. But I think the things I mentioned are slam dunks.
Yeah. Now, I do think Ashiok's a little bit better against Gary.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, also, I like to point out we didn't see a single Skelemental last game. It was just Seasoned Pyromancer Grindfest.
Yeah, it was just good old mid-range, and it got us there. I think I'm keeping this hand. It's kind of one-dimensional, but yeah, Willow's going to keep it too. It's Croxa, man. Croxa is so good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it loses pretty hard to like turn one out. Well, not loses. Yeah,
Oh,
it
got
looks
it.
worse. Oh no.
He draws a turn one. Well, here we go.
There we go. I mean,
Lol.
honestly, having that many might not be that bad because you might be able to make him crack L bomb, then play out another Croxa.
Dude, they all still trade one for one. Croaks is the man. Unless he goes a Ren and 6 here and then pitches lands to the Croxa, and then he'll just have every answer, every avenue of attack covered. Looks
Yep.
like that's what it is. Yup. Okay. This is looking very favored for Jun, but hey, we said that round one, right? Or
Yeah,
game one.
again, game one. There was a point I was kind of just waiting for the game to be over so we could see what Gary did in game two, but
Exactly.
he pulled that around like an absolute champion.
It's true. It's like we're running a Croaks out into the, into the combo. But what else are you supposed to do? Draw the Lily, the Last Hope is going to be good if Nostier doesn't have creatures to deploy. Like if he's got all of the kind of attrition avenues covered, but doesn't have much of a aggressive board presence, then Lily, the Last Hope can operate in a couple different ways, be effective in either one. But
Right.
if we've got like a Liliana the Veil here or a creature here that doesn't die to Fatal Push, who knows? But
I mean, if we're able to protect the Lily, I think that'd be pretty insane. But like you said, it's difficult to protect Planeswalkers in these kind of matchups.
yeah.
Like that all we know that Jund loses really hard to a bunch of 2/2 zombie tokens. But it's just very tough to get there.
Sad but true. All right, so yeah, a high upside line, if he feels very far behind, might be to play Lily the Last Hope for efficiency purposes, shrink the ooze, and then untap and fatal push. But that's all pretty risky. I don't know if I agree with playing the second Croxa out here. Maybe there's no other land to pitch, in which case it could get rewarded, but I almost don't mind just like playing fetch land and saying go there, pushing views. There's the fourth land, so yeah, decision punished, but he's kind of in a no-win situation here. It's his hand does not line up well against what Nastia is up to.
Ooh, I think I may have pushed in response to the Bloodstained Mire crack, just so he can't eat one of the Croxes.
Good point. Yep, good point.
But I don't know. Maybe there are definitely ways he gets rewarded for holding push.
Yeah. I think we're going to have a game 3, though. That seems pretty clear.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, Nastia is also at 9 life.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe Will is just like 200 IQing all of us and is just like going up the Croxa burn plan.
Yeah, I mean, he knows there's bolts on top.
Yeah. In that case, though, yeah, it should have pushed the use before it got to gain all of his life back.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, like we're doing the same thing here. We just let him. Yeah, we just let him gain 2 life.
And also just like deal with the Croxes without having to crack Spellbomb.
Yeah. Because I think that would have been a decent game to play. The like make you crack Spellbomb, then I play out another Croxa.
Exactly. Dreadbore at least is going to put a stop to the Ren ult that is 2 turns away. Not the play, though, he's making. He's going to play Last Hope. Well, this is a way to kind of force Nostier to start pressuring the board somehow.
Maybe he feels that Lily Ald is his way out of this game. He wants Dreadbore to protect it.
I could definitely see that. To be fair, the Ren emblem doesn't have anything to buy back until now, and then yeah, dang.
Yep.
Okay, holding on to a decay effect makes a lot of sense there.
Mhm.
So this is a true Junding out.
Welcome to the Junderdome.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
God, I love Jund.
Okay, so do we Dreadbore the red that's about to hold? 4 or 5.
Oh man.
What is Will's best draw here? I mean, a seasoned Pyromancer could extend the game, chain those together, but a mountain is probably not what he's after.
Skeletal would have been interesting. 'Cause I think Nastia would have been forced to block the Tarmogoyf, and it would have gotten 2 cards out of his hand.
That is a great point. Yeah, Skelemental probably was the draw there. Again, pivoting to the cheese him out, burn him out style plan, but
Yep.
that's not what we've got. Leading on Croxa makes sense if you're going to play him this turn because could in theory have a backup Ren that would be pitched to this effect. And then you Dreadbore the Ren. I think you still have to Dreadbore the Ren, right?
Yeah.
Letting
think
that
that-
pulse. They're going to infinitely decay any blockers you make, and any way you have to win the game.
Right.
But maybe not. I don't know. We'll see what Nostier pitches. Pitches a Croxa of his own. Oh no. And now Dreadbore plus Ren hitting the bin plus the fetch land means that Croxa will be escaped next turn. So this game, if it was not already over, is definitely going to be over in short order.
Probably gonna crack the spell bomb here.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I do love Jund.
Jund is pretty cool. Jund was my prediction to take the whole thing down. Did you make one?
Right
Yeah, exactly.
I did make one. It was also Jund. It was not me. Honestly, I didn't see myself getting past that first match.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was something.
Well, we were talking about predictions. My prediction came down to I think Jund's going to take down the whole thing, or if Jund can't find a Ren and 6 against the rack, then the rack might do it.
The rack is the great spoiler. My dark horse prediction is for Maximized on Mardu Pyromancer, which I think is just delightfully grindy and really well designed. And yeah, dark horse candidate, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean when Marty Pyromancer was a thing, like with Faithless and everything, Jund had a real tough time with it.
Yeah, yeah. And as Mirabito pointed out, he said things have changed, which is true, but I think the fundamental structural differences are still there. Yep, that'll be the concession. Shocking.
I'm not sure what draw would have done it, but it's not that one.
Not that one. GG, okay. We're seeing 3.
Yeah.
Rakdos being on the play is going to be very significant.
Yeah. Second Blood Moon looks more appealing on the play, I think.
It does indeed. And I myself still would probably play 1 on the play, 0 on the draw, but we could see him bring in the second one. Plague Engineer is not bad. It's never bad. Trimming that Unearth is really interesting. I think it's reasonable, especially because I'm sure he suspected Spellbomb. Spellbomb was confirmed, but
Well, I'm sure he's also looking at the Scoozes and the Clothis.
Exactly. There are a lot of predators for Unearth. At the same time, the ceiling's high; it's never dead. So,
Right.
trimming one makes a lot of sense. I think I agree with that. I think
Oh
this
boy.
is a great peep. This is a great peep.
Yeah.
Red Rock time. Let's see if Nostier keeps 7 as well. If Nostier has to maul, yikes,
Mhm.
in the face of this hand. Even that fail rate of not hitting the third land
6.
is significantly mitigated with the Kling's cantrip, and yes, he does mull to 6.
Right.
Oh man, both of my strongest predictions are going to get blown out right away.
Shows what you know.
Exactly. Oh man.
Oh no.
Wow, down to 5 against the elemental hand.
All right. Yeah, I think if we find our third land, Nazi is in a real tight spot.
Yep. Now there are still some Jund hands that can do it. There's no doubt about it.
For sure.
But
Grinding power is real.
this Rakdos hand is going to ask a lot of questions.
I mean, also, like if we open up, we just see 2 Clothis in hand.
Too close with 3 land, unbeatable.
Right.
That's
Oh
a
man.
good 5. It's a
That
good
is a
5.
good 5.
But
Dang.
the discard spell is crucial here.
So I think I kind of want to take the Inquisition,
Yeah,
but
that looks like what he's doing. I
uh,
definitely get it. I definitely like it. It's
now
in a way, it's a little higher variance, a little higher risk, uh, simply because you are leaving them with their extra ones. And there are ways where if Nastier's draws are perfect, you could get punished for that. And because Will is ahead, he doesn't have to take the high variance line. That said,
right,
it's still definitely a fine one. I've got no issues with it.
for
And
sure.
he draws the third land natty, so that's great.
Uh-huh.
Skelemental coming to party.
Another thought for the taking the Inquisition. There's also the thought of like you mulled to 5. I'm up on resources. I want to trade 1 for 1.
Yes, that's very good point. Any 1-for-1 trade is more than acceptable. Now he actually can't cast the Ren off of that basic swamp, so that's another problem. But found another land.
Nazi is good at drawing out of these hands.
True. So Kling can blow out the +1, and then Spyro will still be uncastable, but Spyro's not going to be in hand for much longer either way. So.
Right. Decent draw.
Yep.
All right, so Nazi has 1 unknown in hand.
Yes.
All right, let's give it to him.
We had to get at least one Skelemental connection out of this tournament. I'm happy that we're seeing it.
Oh wow, did Nazi not even pick up the Ren?
Oh, I guess he missed it. Yeah.
Wow, imagine missing a Ren 6 tick up.
Oh man. Shots fired. Shots fired.
It's different when you don't have a Discord full of 15 people yelling at you when you move to your second main phase.
It is a little different, yeah. All right, so the one unknown remains. How interesting. I think a big question here is, can he justify value off of Ren and 6 with a higher ceiling? It looks like the answer is no. He'll just buy back the swamp.
Yeah, I was about to say that crack the like if his hand was just nothing, just maybe been a thought to crack in Pete land.
Exactly. Wow, Croxa continues the depletion, but
I kind of like just answering all of his board.
I kind of
Going
do
for the Croxa.
too. Looks like he is going for the Croxa. I guess we're not reading Nastier for another land, which would be the main thing that punishes this.
That's true. Yeah, Ren's not getting a lot of value right now with this game state.
Lightning bolt. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There are no incentives to main phase fatal push because Veil of Summer is banned in this tournament.
Say it again, but slower, please.
Veil of Summer is
Shouter from
banned.
doing it. Okay. So if we draw a fetch land, we just get to escape Kroxa.
Yes. But I mean, at some point, we've got to stop this Ren from drawing all these cards and just like, even if they're not looping Peatland, just having bought back the swamp was a real big deal in light of all the depletions. So
Yeah.
surely Goif will be pushed here, and then I think I might like, if he doesn't draw much, I might go Dreadbore Spellbomb next turn.
Yeah.
Or even if we do draw the land for Kroxa. I'm not sure though.
That's super reasonable. I mean, Kroxa is pretty easily answered by Jund.
Yeah. Castle Lock Thwain. Yeah, I think I'm dumping the hand here. Dreadbore, the Wren, play the Spellbomb. You get to then hold up the activation, also hold up Lightning Bolt.
There may have been, I don't know, maybe that's too greedy, to just run out the Spellbomb. No, yeah, you got Dreadbore Wren.
Yeah, I'm getting a little twitchy about all the value Wren's got.
Yeah, for sure.
Very much unmulliganed Nastier here. Fascinating game 3. And he doesn't crack Peatland on the end step, so we're thinking there's some high curve bombs in hand. Gotta be.
Yeah. Catacombs. That's Bloodbraid Elf mana.
Yep. We know what that means, but
Oh, it looks like it. Oh no.
whoa. Okay.
All right. I think I would probably pop the Spellbomb now.
Probably, but yeah, I think probably more than anything else, just because like escaping Kroxa seems likely to take up our whole next turn. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have cracked the response for sure.
Yep. I think if you don't crack there, you probably don't crack here.
Yeah, because now this
But,
just gives Nastier like additional options for discard to the Kroxa, whereas before you had only one card.
Yep. Exactly.
Well, let's put finds a Kroxa right now, or Klothys right now. Let's look.
Yeah. Is there another Blood Crypt to fetch? Because if not, he should probably get a Swamp and use that to escape Kroxa. Let me try to look at the list.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, he's got 4 Blood Crypts. No big deal. No big deal. Still would have been good though. You know, your life total does matter, even if it's at 18, but okay, so Renan 6, the MVP of this game 3, but still very much dead if they cannot answer Kroxa post haste.
Yeah. I mean, the 2 bolts in hand are also just brutal.
Exactly.
Means like any fetch, you die on the spot.
Yep. And Nastier is operating off of peatlands and fetch lands and stuff, so. Oh, but there's proves me wrong by deploying a basic Bloodbraid Elf. Okay.
Bloodbraid Elf.
Into
So
Kroxa.
Ooh. All right, there goes down one of the bolts.
Yes.
Dang.
Wow. Does he have one of each promo bolt? That'd be cool. Or the secret layer bolts, I guess, there.
I do like those art.
He considers Swamp because he has a Blood Moon in.
Mhm.
Oh, that one
All right.
oh,
Okay.
whoa. That was such like a dance back and forth, and then it's just like, actually,
Right.
just kidding. Lightning Skelemental. G.
Dang, those are some incredible games.
Man, those were incredible games. You are so right. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I guess we should revise our predictions. You were
Seriously.
well taken down the whole thing. My goodness.
You
What
say either me or
a
Nasia or me or Gary.
yeah.
Not about all
Awesome.
that.
Well,
If 8-Rack makes it to the finals, it's pretty much an auto lose.
this is the
Depletion of the
wildest.
deck.
This is the wildest. All right, guy. That was
Man.
awesome. Great to commentate with you. Do you have any kind of concluding thoughts on what we just saw? Besides that was mind blowing.
Not much other than to say Nasia put up a hell of a fight for a Multi 5. I kind of would like to see what a 7 looked like.
That's true. The way that mid and late game went, it's easy to forget that we were looking at Jund on a Multi 5 on the draw against a really good Rakdos hand. So yeah, very well done to Nastier. Very, very well done to Will as well, showing the sheer terrorizing power of Rakdos.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I mean, we saw Skelemental in game 3, but game 1, it was just Seasoned Pyromancer grind fest, and he got there.
Yep. Yeah, the deck asks
Yeah.
so many questions. It's just operating on so many axes. It's really clean and strong and consistent. More consistent than you probably could ever have historically expected from that color pairing. So we love to see it. We love to see a slugfest like that. We're doing it all on the Battle for the Veil. We've got races in round 1, slugfest in round 2, and who knows what's up next. So thanks very much, Guy. Appreciate you, my French friend, and we'll see you in the queues.
I'll see you later, man.
Au revoir.